Hey guys, welcome back to A Little Less Lisa. Today I was going to be doing a video about my biggest NSVs, non-scale victories, for those who may not be familiar with the acronym. And I'm not going to do that video today because I need to come on, I guess, and just talk about the continued frustration and just stress. And I realized, well, it's not, I was going to say it's a first world problem stress, but it's really not, because it's regarding my health. So it's not a first world problem. Let's get into the video and I'll tell you guys what's going on. So for those of you who may be new, let me just do a really quick recap of who I am, how I got to where I am, and what's going on, I guess. So this channel, my name is Lisa. This channel is all about my health, wellness, fitness, and currently weight loss maintenance journey. And I started this journey at about 183-ish pounds. I've lost a little over 50 pounds now and have been maintaining that for a while. I am 5'6". I am trying to think of all the specs, all the statistics that you guys want to know, the numbers. I'm 57, I'm postmenopausal, I have 4 children, ages from 16-year-old twins to a 26-year-old oldest daughter, and then one obviously in between who's 23. Anyway, and I apologize that I have absolutely no makeup on because I was gonna go work out, which is probably something I should do because I'm stressed right now. So anyway, I've been on this health journey and I've felt amazing. I am just so happy with the way I feel, the way I look. I'm so happy with the muscle that I've built. I feel strong in my body and all of those things. And because of some of that, I guess, I am scheduled to have plastic surgery, which is going to consist of brachioplasty, which is the removal of excess skin from your arms. I'm going to be having a breast lift, as well as having my breast implants removed. Now, to do that surgery, obviously the surgeon wants medical clearance, and because he's going into the breast, he wanted obviously a current mammogram and things like that, so he knows that, everything's okay going on in there since he's going to be cutting in there, right? Makes sense. So again, as a little recap here for those of you who may not have seen my previous videos, because they were mostly on check-in videos. I had my mammogram and it came back that there was an abnormality in my right breast, which obviously then brought a lot of stress until they could do a follow-up mammogram and ultrasound. And even, I had Googled how it was described in the, and yes, I'm having my coffee now, even though it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, because I couldn't have caffeine before I had the test that I just had today. So anyway, I have to get my protein coffee, and that is a must for me every day. And it was really hard not to have it earlier today. So anyway, I Googled what the report said, what the abnormality was described as, and, there was a 95% chance that everything was fine. So I felt pretty good about it, but, obviously until you go and have the follow-up and get an actual result, it's still a little stressful. Well, the good news was I had that follow-up. They did another mammogram of a couple of different sort of angles, I guess, as well as an ultrasound of my right breast, and everything was totally fine. Radiologist said everything looks great. There was no issue whatsoever. It was just some overlapping tissue on the previous mammogram, and we'll see you in a year. So that was all great. Now I go the next day to my internal medicine doctor, which was a new doctor to me because I am new to New York City and hadn't found a new internal medicine doctor because, frankly, I like my internal medicine doctor that I go to in Kansas City, which is where we moved from, and I just saw him last May for my annual physical. But I obviously couldn't ask him to do my medical clearance because, they needed to do vital signs and, listen to my heart and listen to my lungs, and obviously he can't do that via a telehealth medicine, appointment. So I went to this doctor and, he did the EKG, that was totally fine. They did a chest x-ray, which I did, obviously not right there, but, he gave me the order for the chest x-ray, that was totally fine. Did my lab work, that had some little things in it, but that's really fine. Nothing that, has anything to do with surgery or whatever. It actually probably mostly had to do with the fact that I was dehydrated when they did my lab work. But anyway, the main point was that when he was going over my family history and found out that my father passed away of a massive heart attack when he was 54, remember I told you I was 57, he was like, oh, well, I cannot clear you until I send you to a cardiologist and until they say, you're fine. Okay, fine. And very kindly, he was able to get me into the cardiologist immediately following the appointment I had with him. So I just, toddled off a block to the cardiology office and got to see the cardiologist. Cardiologist did cardiologist did an echocardiogram. And after that, he came in, said, your heart looks great. Everything's pumping, everything, vents, all the, valves, everything looking good. But you have some excessive fluid around your heart. He said, not probably something to be super concerned about, but because of your family history, we need to make sure that your heart, if something should be stressed in surgery, that your heart will be fine. So I want to do a stress test. And he mentioned something about an echocardiogram when he said that. So I thought I was having a stress test today, and then they were going to do an echocardiogram following it, and then they didn't do that. So anyway, fine. They needed time to get my insurance to, say it was fine and approve it. So I went back. I was actually supposed to go back in a couple days, but I called at the end of last week to see if they could move me up because I'm supposed to be going on Thursday for my pre-op appointment with my plastic surgeon. And I was supposed to have all of this clearance stuff in last Wednesday on the 22nd. Well, obviously I wasn't going to have that in because I wasn't even supposed to see the cardiologist originally until the 29th. But like I said, I was able to get in early. But I did call my plastic surgeon's office last week and said, hey, just want to let you know what's going on because of my family history. They just want to, do some extra testing. She was like, that's cool, that's fine, whatever. So I was very happy that I was able to get the stress test done a couple days early because I thought, okay, that was a little buffer time for the cardiologist to get the results to the internal medicine doctor and then for the internal medicine doctor to complete the form that he needed to do to send to the surgeon so that he would give his clearance. I thought, okay, that's all good because, I really need to have that by Thursday. So that'll give a couple days as opposed to having my stress test on Wednesday and then seeing the surgeon on Thursday and probably not still having clearance. So I was all happy that I got that moved up. So I went to my stress test. Everything was fine. They hooked me up to all the electrode things and got on the treadmill and they start you out at, I don't have no idea what kind of incline. And basically the PA said to me, we're going to take you to, your, I don't know what heart rate it's not your maximum heart rate, but it's your optimal heart rate or your, I don't know, something heart rate, which for me, she said was 138 beats per minute. So I'm on the whatever incline, going at whatever speed, and then you do that for a few minutes, and she's like, okay, just so you know, in 15 seconds, it's gonna go, the incline's gonna raise, and it's gonna be faster, and she's like, and checks all the time, are you okay? Any pain, any tightening of the chest, whatever, and I'm like, no, I'm good, I'm fine, it's all good. So they do that, it raises, I think, twice, and then she's like, okay, we're gonna do it one more time, and she's like, but this will only probably be for 30 seconds or whatever. So they do that. I'm now running, okay, because now it's fast enough where I need to actually run on the treadmill instead of just walking very fast. And it was a pretty steep incline, I have to say. And I see on the machine that, now my heart rate is up to 150, which based on what she said is what she wanted. I mean, she wanted to push my heart to see, I guess, obviously what it would do, okay? So anyway, she got done, she had me sit down. We need to see it go now down back to your resting heart rate or whatever. So she's like, just sit there, try not to move, take deep breaths, whatever. So I sat there for a while. Obviously my heart rate comes down. She's like, okay, I'm going to take all this to the cardiologist and he'll be in to talk to you. She's like, you can take all the little stickies off of your chest and hips. So I did all that. And, so he came in and he said, I just really wanted to be sure. And he said there was one thing at the end that concerns me a little. And he said, we unfortunately couldn't do an echo stress this time because your insurance wouldn't approve it. But now that we have this test, now they will approve it. So I want you to come back in for an echo stress test. It's like, and I'm doing that Thursday morning. So my surgeon appointment at the plastic surgeon is, I think, like 1:30 on Thursday afternoon. We need to leave here probably like around noon because it's in New Jersey. And with traffic, it'll take me probably an hour or so to get there. I have to pick up the car because we don't have a car. We have to rent a car. And my mom is coming with because her surgery is the next day. Anyway, so I'm having this done at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm stressed about this on two levels, right? The one, the more first world problem side of the stress is like, I need to get all of my ducks in a row in order to have this surgery. And I really don't want my surgeon to have to push my surgery out because we can't get clearance in time. Now, obviously my surgery is scheduled for February 5th, which is a week from when I see him for my pre-op appointment. And so, there still is a little time to get that done. If/when everything is okay on Thursday morning, that he can get that information to the internal medicine physician who then can turn that around. And so maybe they won't have the clearance from him until maybe Friday or Monday, okay? But that will still be in time. But that is stressing me out because, like I said, it's like I've been planning for this. I really, really have been looking forward to having this surgery, despite the fact that I know I'm going to be in pain and all that stuff. Like I said, I have worked so hard on building my upper body and working on strength training and just create definition in my body and all those things. I want to really like my arms. I want to love my arms, and I don't love them right now. I understand that is vain, but this is my choice and this is what I want to do. And I would like to look at my arms and not just think that all this through here on top looks amazing. I want this part to look amazing too, right? I want it to be like this. And then when you can't see because I've got a shirt on, but anyway. And so that's the first stress. That's not the first stress, but that's one stress. And like I said, I guess that technically one could qualify as a first world problem stress, because do I have to have plastic surgery? No. Do I have to have a breast lift? No. Do I have to have my breast implants removed? No. They're fine. Nothing's wrong with them. I think they're big for my frame now, but it's not a requirement, right? All of this is elective surgery and, like I said, first world problem. Obviously, the second stressful problem is my health. And I really thought I was a very healthy person. And so, I realized obviously the mammogram thing was really just kind of a mistake, I think. There wasn't anything going on with my breast. There wasn't any abnormal tissue. It wasn't denser than any other part of my breast tissue in that breast. So, but it still stressed me out, right? Because I didn't know until I had that second test. But at least I know now, like, I'm completely healthy where it comes to my breast health. But it's like one thing after another. And then the fact that I had the echocardiogram and it showed this excess fluid around my heart, again, made me nervous, but I felt fairly confident. And, hearing him talk about it, he didn't seem super concerned about it, but just really was moving on to the stress test, doing his due diligence, which, again, I appreciate. And as my husband, David, said when I came home and told him about today, he's like, they're checking all the boxes. They're doing what they need to do, and everything will be fine. And, knock on some wood somewhere, I don't even know if that's wood, everything will be okay. But, my father did pass away of a massive heart attack when he was 54, and it has always scared me. I don't know if I've said this on this channel, but I was so fearful of turning 54. Actually, it was really exactly a week following when I turned 54, because that's when my father died. It was exactly 1 week after he had his 54th birthday is when he died. And I just remember getting to that day and waking up and thinking, okay, I just need to get through this day. And now obviously that's ridiculous, right? I mean, just because he died at 54 in 1 week doesn't mean I was going to die at 54 in 1 week, and it doesn't mean that I wasn't going to die at 54 minus a week or 54 plus 5 weeks. You know, obviously, like I said, it was completely in my head, and I realized that that's not a rational thought. But since my father passed away, you know, whatever, let's see, Jack is 23, so 23 years ago, I had dreaded turning 54, which obviously was 3 years ago, so it was like 20 years that I was fearful of turning 54 in 1 week. And I did that, and I got there, and I was totally fine, and I felt amazing. And like I said, I have done all this to better my health, right? I have lost this weight. You know, my blood pressure is great, my cholesterol is great, my triglycerides are great. All of those like major heart contributing factors are great. I mean, I have had a calcium CAT scan done, and that was, 5 years ago now, I guess. But, I had 0 blockages whatsoever. There was a 0% in all of my arteries. And so I really felt good. So the fact that these tests are showing like these little things, and again, on the one hand, I know I should be grateful, right? I should be happy that if there is something going on, that I'm finding out about it and that I can hopefully do something about it if something needs to be done. But it just, like I said, is causing me a lot of stress on 2 different levels. And I realized, like I said, that one of them is probably ridiculous and vain and shouldn't be worried about, but I am. And obviously the other is much more important because it really has to do with my health. So that's it. That's all I really want to talk about today. Again, sorry, I will try to get the NSV videos filmed sometime soon. I was really under the weather this past weekend, which is why I didn't do my weekly check-in. I haven't even weighed myself, so I have no idea like where I am or anything. But yeah, like I said, I really was hoping to have good news and to just feel like I crossed the last hurdle and everything was going to be fine and the doctor would be able to clear me for surgery, but that's not the case. So anyway, please let me know your thoughts in the comment. Let me know, have you experienced any of this? Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks as always. You guys have just been so supportive in the comments on some of these previous videos where I've been talking about the stress that I've been under and, telling me everything is going to be okay. And like I said, I really, really appreciate all of the positive thoughts and comments of support that you've given me. So hopefully I will be able to give you a good update after Thursday's stress test, and hopefully then we can just move along and I can start talking about having the surgery and doing post-op videos and recovery and healing and all those kind of things, which will be much better. I mean, I'm sure it will involve pain and whatever, scars and things like that, but I would really like to get to that side of it. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you, enjoyed, that's probably not a word to use for this video, but give it a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. And if you are interested in my health journey and would like to see how things progress, both as far as this surgery is concerned, as well as my weight loss maintenance and just, like I said, my fitness journey and all those things, click the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. That way you'll know every time I upload a video. If you want to keep on watching, there'll be another video over in the corner for you to watch. And remember, kindness and hate spread the same. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.